G'day guys, welcome back. Too many projects, not enough time. I'm Andrew, as usual, back in the shop here with Ivy. Now, last video I said we were going up to the lake. We went up to the lake for a week, had a little bit of a family relaxation, got a few jobs done, but with all this stuff going on right now with the 19, yeah, a little bit of stress going on. I'm a business owner, small business owner, and it's not affecting me horribly right now, but I can see things are going to change. So soon I may have too much time. Let's hope not. Anyway, so this episode, now that we're back in the shop, we didn't really film anything up at the lake. The couple of little bits we did film, they weren't worth putting into a video. But we got a few jobs done up there, a couple of important little ones in the seniors residence. So this video, we're going to get back onto the firewall, the bulkhead, and do some more with that. We're going to start off right away here by doing cutting down some square rectangular tube to create the top cross piece above the vent and that the window tilts back and rests on. So let's get going with that. And remember, support your small local businesses. A lot of those guys are actually on Amazon selling too. So if you're ever on Amazon or eBay or some of the bigger sites and you see stuff you want to buy, try and dive a little deeper into the business name behind it and see if you can buy directly from the store rather than buying through Amazon, because their policies and prices, in fact their prices are probably better if you buy directly from the store, just like us, because we don't have to pay the extra fees for Amazon or eBay. So try and dive a little deeper into products you want to buy, and if you can find that it is a local or at least a company within your nation, like Canada or the US, try and go to their website and buy directly, and avoid Amazon or eBay and all those big comfy companies, because if you deal directly with them, you probably get even far better customer support than what you do just buying through Amazon, as an example. All right, let's go cut some metal and start piecing this together. So the first bit we're going to do here is actually these mounting brackets that the windscreen mounts on. I'm going to mount them about 1/8 of an inch further forward, so we're just going to cut off the tacks here. This is why we tack in the beginning, just in case we've got to make a slight change. After running more measurements off the original one, this has got to move forwards about 1/8 of an inch. Then we'll tack it back on both ends, and then this is the cross piece we're going to do here, right across the top here to the other end, and then the vent will fit between the top and this piece here. Let's start cutting and grinding and welding. As usual, when I get some raw steel that we're going to work on, it's covered in this greasy, oily stuff, which is great because it stops rust, but it's pretty disgusting. So a little bit of lacquer thinner removes all that oil. That way you can work with not greasy hands. We're going to sandblast this, or not, maybe even not a sandblast. It's all going to be dipped in and galvanized at the end, so tiny little bit of surface rust from the moisture from our hands, not going to be an issue at that point when they dip it in the galvanizing. So what I was saying before about try and find your local sources and shop from them during this 19 period. See if they've got an online store. You can still shop online. We're still open for business online. We've stopped customers walking into our storefront to keep us separated, keep our own family healthy, because you just never know. It's unfortunate. A whole new world we're living in now. We've had to lay off an employee, which is not good. Luckily there's benefits available for them, but still not good. Don't like to do stuff like that, particularly when well, there's a job for it when it's all over. And everyone's back to normal. So hopefully it's not hitting any of you too hard. Most of you have still got your jobs, I hope. And it's definitely an interesting new world we live in today. So we're going to use these square tubes. We're going to cut them down. Instead of bending stuff up, I want really nice crisp edges, super crisp edges to do all this. So we're not quite getting crisp enough edges on the brake. So we're going to take this stuff, we're going to cut it down to the dimensions we want, kind of reassemble a package with all the shapes. You'll see if as you follow along, and just weld it all together. And then we'll have a big TIG party at the end, TIG it all back together. Alright, cut that nice and clean. Careful where you put your oily paint thinner lacquer rags, because you don't want to be welding around that stuff you throw in the garbage.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
What up? Oh, for sure.
Okay, what we're doing here, this particular piece, we need it to be 3/8 of an inch high overall. It's going to go in like this, that piece like that. This needs to be 3/8 of an inch overall, being a 1/16 wall. We need a 5/16 piece of flat bar, which we got here. We put that in the side there. After plasma cutting it, put the 5/16 in the bottom here, grind this flat, nice even surface all the way across. And then next step, what we'll do, we'll still use this 5/16 bar now as a spacer, because this piece here, which we've cut out of a piece of 2 by 1 inch 16th wall square rectangular tubing, cut it out of that and then cut a section off here, flipped it over, giving us a nice return. Now I could have done this on the brake, which I do have a nice big brake, but I kind of wanted to do this just using some regular square tube, because it can be done. I just wanted to show that you can do it even without the fancy big brakes, just by using off-the-shelf stock material, by just cutting it down and re-welding it. Now it is kind of a little bit bent and stuff, but we're going to pull it all back into shape using straight edges and clamps when we weld it all back together. So the idea here is, now we've got the 5/16 bar through the middle. We'll tack weld everything back in place using this big heavy piece here as our straight edge, so that everything comes back nice and straight when we tack it all back together. And then we'll test fit it on the bulkhead on the top. And what we'll do, we'll TIG this up all the way along this seam here, and then I've got a round piece of stock that we're going to have to zip the plasma through to get a groove in it, slide it along this top edge to give us a bit of a round finish on the top here, and then TIG all the way along this edge here as well. And basically, if you can see that, that is the profile we're going with, except that solid piece of 5/16 in there will come out once we've tacked it all up. It's just merely there as a spacer to get an accurate finish and look. Now the Series 1 had this really weird funky windscreen rubber that actually slid into a grooved tube on the top of this back edge here, that slid in and then it sat down. And then in Series 2, or even possibly late Series 1, they went to just putting a flat piece of rubber strip in here, which is what we're going to do. Simplify it, get away from that weird funky custom, I'm sure it's available somewhere, but we're just going to do this and have it set up for just the same as the Series 2, Series 3 windscreen, with just a flat piece of rubber on here that the windscreen will come down and pinch on with that. And this will be a custom top piece above the vents. Let's get it tacked. Alright guys, so there's the profile we've just made, cutting it out of all that square rectangular stock, that 16th. And how's that look? I think it looks pretty good. We just got to put that round tube on the top here. We've got a plasma slot down that, so we can slide it along here. Then we'll TIG all the way in here, all the way in here. And then this is the piece that goes on the top of the bulkhead, above the vent. So what we're going to do next is split this 1/2 inch tube down one side so we can slide it along and over the top edge of the metal. So whoop, like that. To do that, I got my plasma tip here. Just made up a quick jig. It slips over the plasma tip and then straddles the 1/2 inch tube, and basically it's just going to keep this in line, and we're just going to run it all the way along and cut this tube down one side, making a slit that we can slide it over the vertical part, and then it'll finish up inside. And to hold it in place, what I've done is just tack welded a piece of square stock that we can clamp down to the bench, and that'll stop the round from moving and twisting and getting a really weird wonky cut. So that'll keep it straight, and then this sitting on top and just touching the bench, keeping it straight, will also give us a nice straight cut along there. So let's get it cut. Alright guys, that'll do for today I think. So we got this top piece done, another milestone on the bulkhead here. We still have to do this little centerpiece here that will give us the support in the middle. So we've cut all of this out of standard square rectangular stock tube, rather than using the brake. Big achievement. Kind of intricate, pretty good. The vents will, after I drill the holes, hang up under here and bolt up under here. So they will work just like this on both sides. Support in the middle. So we're going to call that a wrap here for today. Going to go spend some time with the family. And thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you get updated whenever I come out with a new video. Step by step on the bulkhead. Next time we might just tackle and finish up some of the little pieces on here. There's going to be a lot of welding eventually. And then the big step after that is to fill in this hole right down here around the center of the footwells. So thanks for coming along once again. Stay safe, stay clean, stay healthy.